Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Patience, and I love all things physical media, nostalgia, and celebrating my favorite fandoms and more. In today's video, we're gonna stay right here and talk about some of my favorite movies that feature space in my physical media collection. I think this might have to be a two-part video kind of deal because I don't want to pile all of them into one video because I have a lot. Sci-fi and anything to do with space is probably my favorite genre of movie. I don't only want to take you guys with me on physical media hunts, I also want to be able to talk through some of my favorite films and the reason why I want the movies that I pick out in my collection. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and we'll go ahead and get started with some of my favorite space movies. So the first movie on the list, I would probably put it in my top 10 movies of all time. I feel like you've either heard of this movie or you've never heard of this movie, which I guess are the only two options available. But I think the people who know this movie know it really well. I believe this was released in 1997. Jodie Foster is in it and also Matthew McConaughey. And in a lot of ways, this movie reminds me a lot of Arrival. I feel like they have very similar vibes in the way that they approach like alien life forms and kind of just questioning our purpose in life and human nature as a whole. I think, maybe I'll just talk about both of these at the same time, but I think both Arrival and Contact do that so well. And if you like Arrival, don't come for me if you don't like it, but I feel like you would really, really enjoy Contact. I don't want to give too much away because if you've never seen this movie, you want to go in with a completely open mind, but I do have a tattoo from this movie on my arm. That's how much I love this movie. I would say that it's like a slow burn, but in the best kind of like 90s slow burn movie way, if that makes any sense. It's intellectual, it's emotional. Oh my God, I love this movie so much. So that means I will talk about Arrival next. I actually have not rewatched this movie in a really long time, so my thoughts are not fresh, and it's probably due for a rewatch, but I remember seeing this movie in theaters and being like absolutely blown away. The special effects in Arrival was something that I felt like I'd never seen on screen before. I just think it was absolutely stunning in the way that they approached the design of the ships. Obviously, all sci-fi movies are stories of some sort, but I love when writers and directors use sci-fi as like a vehicle to tell a more personal story. And I think Arrival is a really amazing example of that. So I'm sure you've seen it, but if you haven't, add Arrival to your list. Okay, next we're gonna talk about Interstellar. I feel like everybody has seen this movie. It's also become an insane meme, like Matthew McConaughey crying on a spaceship. But it's a classic for a reason. It's so well done. Christopher Nolan, you can't go wrong. He's one of my favorite directors of all time. And another great example of a writer using the story of space as a vehicle for basically telling one of the best love stories of all time. I also feel like love doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. You can have a relationship portrayed between a father and a daughter or a sister and a brother, and that be just as heartwarming as your typical love story. And as someone who is really close with my parents and has a special relationship with my dad, every time I watch this movie, oh my gosh, I can't help but think of my dad. So another great one. Next, we have the ultimate classic, Alien.
Get away from her, you bitch!
What can I say about this movie that people have not already said before, or probably not much? I do remember my dad showing me this movie when I was way too young to see this movie. And I was absolutely terrified. That iconic moment when Alien pops out of the chest is forever ingrained, like seared into my brain. Like I went years without being able to rewatch this movie, even like as an adult, because I was terrified. I was terrified. And then I finally rewatched it, fell in love with the cinematography, and Sigourney Weaver's performance as Ripley is just, she is a badass in this movie. And it reminds me a lot of the character of Sarah Connor in Terminator 2, which is another one of my favorite sci-fi movies. It's incredible. I think you could compare the cinematography in Alien to 2001: Space Odyssey, and the set design of the ship. Oh my God, it's so good. So good. Yeah, so this is definitely up there on the list for me. Next on the list, we have Revenge of the Sith, and I could include all the Star Wars movies in this lineup, but I'm not gonna do that. I don't know. I feel like it's so hard to pick a favorite Star Wars movie for me because it depends on like the mood that I'm in and the vibe that I'm feeling in the moment in order to be like, this is my favorite right now. But I feel like Revenge of the Sith always remains at the very top. For one, I have always loved Hayden's performance as Anakin. I think he did an amazing job, and I love that he is getting his flowers right now for that performance, because there was a time where the prequels were hated very much by the public. I'm happy that he's getting the love that he deserves right now. But this was also the first Star Wars movie that I ever watched. I watched it with my dad. And so you've also got some sentimental value there. It's just like, even when you know what's going to happen at the end of this movie, you can't help but root for Anakin. You can't help but be extremely heartbroken for Padme and Obi-Wan, and it's perfect in every sense of the word. So yeah. Last but not least on the list is Independence Day with Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum. This is another one that I probably watched a little bit too young. My dad showed me this movie, and I watch this every 4th of July. It's just one of those fun action sci-fi alien movies that you know is going to be a good time no matter how many times you watch it. I think I have this movie on DVD. I actually don't know, which means I need to start taking inventory of my collection so that I don't accidentally purchase doubles, because I feel like that's going to start happening. Anyways, I found this VHS, and it still had its original inserts in it, which is like very cool. So you have this out of this world offers inside, kind of like you can mail in and get some sort of gift, I believe. And then you have this lenticular artwork kind of postcard here. And it's a print, so it's not like an original signature, but it's signed by the co-writers and directors and producers. So I just thought that's a cool little keepsake to have. I am slowly trying to collect all of my favorite sci-fi movies on VHS, but that is very slow going because, as you physical media collectors know, there's that little thing called mold in a lot of VHS tapes. So I always have to check and make sure they're mold free before I buy them. And sometimes when you're thrifting for a VHS, that is not always the case. So it's been very slow moving, but it's always fun to look for them while I am out and about. So I hope you enjoyed this little video. I'm gonna start trying to do more of these and kind of sprinkle them out through my regular content. So if there's any sort of genre that you would like to see in my collection, please let me know in the comments. And as always, if you're still here at the end of this video, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.